You can.
There it is. You know, Chef Tony sings during this music.
Is that what we're calling it?
Not that
We're calling it singing?
compare.
Sweeten up. You want to sweeten up your fish dinner with a little fruity flavor?
Yes, joining us once again is Chef James Carlin. He is the assistant resident chef over at Publix Aprons Cooking School, which, by the way, is over in San Jose in 295. If you've never taken a class there,
Great place.
It's loads of fun, and you're going to do wine samplings throughout the course of the dinner.
That's the best
Come
part.
to the Franciscan Wine Dinner on July 20th.
Franciscan Wine Dinner.
Yes,
okay.
come on out.
All right, you can go to the website, get information. They have different locations, but sign up and go. Even for like a date night, bring the. It's so
it's
much
the
fun.
great.
Girls
You know how
night
many
out?
first dates we've seen there? Many, many, many.
How many after
How many
that?
second dates?
Okay.
The food was great, though.
Some of us don't want second dates.
We don't?
Here we go.
All right. Herb salmon with cherry relish. The salmon is on sale today. It's the sockeye or red salmon.
Yep.
It's got that red hue to it, and that usually happens during spawning. So
Yeah.
that's why it's a little thinner than most salmon. It's about this big.
Okay.
So what Curtis has here is my grill pan's getting nice and hot.
Okay. You
And
gotta
I-
make sure it's hot enough, because if it's not hot enough, you're gonna just melt the food.
You're
You
not,
gotta
you
sear it, right?
You gotta sear it.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure the pan's really hot, or else, you know, it's not going to cook correctly, and it's just going to sit in there and turn gray and look
Yeah.
ugly. So what I have in here is some chopped basil.
Okay.
And some chopped thyme. So what you're going to do is just sprinkle
wow.
that over there. I just put a little oil on that to treat it. Oh, look at that.
Feels a little.
And
it
we
smells
always
very
make
fresh.
sure we season both sides of the fish. You know
Why?
why?
Because
you
we,
eat both sides.
yeah.
That's
I
why.
knew that answer.
Is this all this stuff for this, or are we doing something else?
No, you can use, that's good. And then we're going to put those right in the pan.
After
I'll
you
get back
season.
to your apple in just 1 second. Oh, look at him go. I love it.
All right, we're gonna put
You
it
notice
right
how
in
I'm
the pan?
using fresh herbs and not dry herbs? Fresh herbs is the way to go on this.
Of course, fresh herbs always. the way to
Over
go.
here, I have a
put it in
cup.
there?
Yeah, put it right in. Oh, look at
Is
that.
it where it stays? It lays,
Where it lays is where it stays.
Okay.
This,
Except on some Friday nights. Ayo.
and what happens is, this is what you usually see. What Casey is getting at is this method.
It was when I was single. It's when I was single. I'm just.
That went right over me.
It's,
All right.
it's probably a good thing.
All right, so what Casey means is I am not going to, there's no need to move this around every
Right.
2 seconds. Just let it go.
Let it sit.
All right, what I have here are the aforementioned cherries.
Yes.
You had cherries earlier, and I
did.
have a little cup of cherries
Thank
that
you.
you're eating.
I know.
So I put them in the pan, and you asked me right before we went on
I did.
about getting sweeter.
Right. I said, is it true that anytime you put a fruit or something into a hot pan, it will get sweeter, like apples, cherries,
It
even
will-
beyond fruit?
Yeah, carrots, onions, that's what caramelization means.
Aha.
What if we put her in a hot pan?
Do
Would
I,
it make
could I
her sweet?
possibly get
I
any
don't think she
sweeter
can
than I
get it.
currently am?
I don't need to be here. I don't think I need to be here.
The sarcasm.
All right, so I have some cherries in this nice hot pan. Look at all that beautiful love sticking to the pan. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little red wine vinegar. It worked.
Why?
Because it brings out the flavor like salt. A lot of times people automatically go, let's add salt.
No.
Add a little acid, lemon juice, lime juice, apple cider
Yeah.
vinegar. It's so much better. It brings the flavor out the same way.
Right.
I also have a little bit, I also add a little bit of garlic. And whenever I add garlic, folks, I always want to make sure I turn that temperature down and maybe add a little bit more liquid.
Because once you burn garlic,
It's garbage.
it's done.
Throw it away. All right, so that's going to simmer, and you could add sugar to this, but if you see me on here before,
Yeah.
you know I love agave nectar. Oh, it's just the best
Sweeten it
sweetener in the
up.
world. Put it in a cup of tea, put it in anything, you'll be glad you did.
There's a lot of sweetness in that.
We're about to add some apples to something.
Okay.
But it says core it first, but we didn't have an apple corer. So what I did was I just quartered it. Now you see I still have a quarter of the core.
Yeah.
Now you have to cut that out.
All right.
Perfect. You have cored the apple.
Oh, yeah.
Now you can just rough chop it, as we call. And then what you're going to do now is we have this beautiful coleslaw mix. You can buy it in the produce department. Add the cut up apples to the coleslaw.
Okay.
Casey asked me, what do I have on that?
Yeah, what did you put some sort of sauce on
I
it?
put the dressing on it. I put the simply dressed lemon vinaigrette you can get in the produce
Where do you want
department.
these?
Right in here.
Oh.
I put that on there because you know what happens to apples and oranges.
Brown.
I'm sorry, apples and pears. It turns brown. Look at that. Go ahead, one more.
Oh, yeah, Mom.
It's like at a sushi place.
You don't have any more to throw?
Bingo.
Shoot. Darn it.
Here you go.
Chef James, thanks
All right. All right, here we go. And then we're going to turn that into that, and you dress it, and it's wonderful. Let's flip this.
That's how you do it. We're going to flip this.
I didn't need to be
Appreciate
here for
Chef
this one,
James
folks.
Are we out of time?
Publix for making what's cooking in the Publix kitchen possible today.
Yes, we are.
Franciscan wine dinner, July 20th.
There you go. Get some wine. Reminder, you can find the featured recipes, menu cards in every store and also this week's ad, as well as Publix.com, or you can go to firstcoastnews.com, click on the features tab, scroll down the left side of the Publix recipes. While you're there, sign up for the newsletter. You'll get the featured recipe sent to you each week.
And do Instacart because then they'll deliver the groceries to you. I know we're out of time.
Everybody loves Instacart.
Okay, very good. Okay, keep going, Curtis.